just so global.
Now, is rugby a major sport in America? Not yet.
We believe that Americans are rugby fans. They just don't know it yet.
Major League Rugby is the United States professional rugby tournament.
The MLR can and should be a leading force in this sport, and it will be.
The US is a blank canvas.
We've got 12 teams, and we're ready to get to the next level. And rugby is a unique sport that appeals to the American psyche. It's fast, it's physical, it's nonstop.
The ability to get hit really hard, get back up again, and just go again and again and again.
I reckon I've had about 8 MRIs in my life.
I'm really fortunate that this wasn't my career ender.
It's barbaric, it's gladiatorial stuff.
I think it's just a little nick, isn't it?
In rugby, it's 80 minutes of violence every weekend.
But we like it.
Last season, the Chicago Hounds became a Major League Rugby team.
James found us a stadium, they hired Sam, and then we lost 8 games in a row.
But last year was humbling. I made a concerted effort this year to get the biggest, ugliest, hungriest that the MLR has ever seen. We got the pressure on us, but we welcome that.
For me, the goal was to win an MLR championship this year, at least make a final.
We've got to trust ourselves, we've got to trust each other, and we'll come away with victory today.
Feeling unstoppable.
Why do it? I mean, I genuinely am just addicted to rugby and the game. I just love it so much. I suppose it could be looked at as a bit of an obsession. I am obsessed with performing well. Every year I get older, everything starts to hurt a little bit more. Sacrifice is the narrative of rugby. You're gonna have to give up a lot. Birthdays, weddings, funerals. For me, it's about that. Feeling when you're oozing confidence, standing there before kickoff. Nerves might start to creep in. I can put them to bed knowing that I've done everything I possibly can. My name is Billy Meeks. I play in the centres for the Chicago Hounds and I'm the captain for the 2024 season. I know the competition is going to be even harder this year, but I'm super optimistic about our squad. A lot of unfinished business.
Yeah, I mean, the first season was wild.
Last year, we probably lacked a little bit of direction.
We didn't have a roster, we didn't have a coach, we didn't have a building to play in. James and Matt found us a stadium. They hired Sam, they drafted the roster, and to their credit, they got it done. We had Bryce Campbell, who was Team USA captain, and Billy Meeks, who was back of the year, and Julian Dominguez, who is one of the best players in MLR, and we were positive we were gonna be really good. 31 seconds into our first game, we were down 7-0. Got beat badly, lost a heartbreaker, lost another heartbreaker, won our fourth game, and there's footage of me in the locker room saying first to many, and then we lost 8 games in a row.
We had every excuse under the sun last year to say, hey, we had a short timeline, we had 6 weeks, we had a small pool of players that we recruit from. Coming into season 2, we don't have any excuses now.
I'm Peter Burnick. I'm the majority owner of the Chicago Hounds. I found an interest in rugby about 3 or 4 years ago. I knew that I wanted to be in the space. I didn't know the opportunity was going to exist.
I'm James English. I'm the CEO, general manager, and co-founder. I've probably worked more in rugby than I've played rugby now at this point.
And I've never picked up a rugby ball in my life.
Within the Major League Rugby itself, I ran the New York team for 2 years.
James had the rugby side covered.
We saw an opportunity to develop a team in the market of Chicago.
They needed an investor. They met us. 10 days later, we wrote a check and bought the team. And to James's credit, he was like, bring it on. If you look at professional sports in general in the US, it's a massively growing asset class. All of the biggest rugby playing countries in the world need America to be successful.
It's one of the biggest sports globally, played in more countries than almost any other sport. Rugby is much more popular, much more established sport in places like in England, in France, and South Africa, and New Zealand, Australia.
Here in the US, meanwhile, we're dealing with a sports market where there's the NFL, there's the NBA, there's the NHL, and of course, baseball as well. However, there's a World Cup coming into America in 2031 and a Women's World Cup in 2033. This is where our sport can go stratospheric. Major League Rugby is the United States' best chance of making this game big in this country.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's rugby time, America. It's rugby time, America.
There was a lot of amateur teams around the US that wanted to create some professional environment in America.
There was a group of successful business people. They saw the opportunity to build a league. They saw an opportunity to try to do it differently. And finally, at the beginning of 2017, they decided to take the leap. We got traction in the markets that we were in. We saw new owners wanting to come in and wanting to be part of what we were building, and it was a success.
Major League Rugby is made up of 12 teams. There's 16 rounds of regular season games, all coming towards the playoffs.
The MLR can and should be a leading force in this sport, and it will be.
It's America. Like, who doesn't want to break America?
I want this to be the biggest and best rugby league in the world. I think that opportunity exists. It's kind of the American mindset anyways. Like, don't do it if it's not worth doing it at the highest level.
When we built the business plan for Chicago Hounds, we said that we want to be the biggest rugby team in America in the next 3 years, and we want to be a global rugby brand in the next 6 years. So that when that World Cup hits, we can really use that as a springboard for our organisation as a whole.
I just want to carve out our space in Chicago in advance of that. I think we've built a very competitive rugby team.
Sam was my first phone call, coaching-wise. It was a fast friendship, right?
Yeah, it was a fast friendship.
We were both here about our families to begin with. We were trying to build this team from scratch. And I think that we built a lot of trust really quickly off the back of that.
James puts beers away like not many people have seen. If we had a catchphrase, which we didn't, but if we had a catchphrase for last season, it would have been hang on.
Last year was tough. We thought it was really stressful at the time because we had 6 weeks just to get a team on the field. Kind of in hindsight, there was actually very little pressure on us because of that.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit more business this year.
A lot more business this year,
Right.
for sure.
See how it kicks.
Yep.
We're in America now, we speak American.
Go, 9 o'clock. I don't know if any other team has gone 15 on 15 in their first session before, but we're doing it today, okay? We can't waste a second. Every second counts. We're going to review it this afternoon, but let's have a fucking day.
Sam's a great coach. His enthusiasm around the game, how much he cares about you, and he's very personable. He commands the room, and he's just very lovable.
Sam Harris is a great friend of mine and someone who'd put a lot of trust in me over the last couple of years. You know, I've always been very fond of Sam.
I've known Sam for quite a long time now. He was my head coach for 2 years in Austin. Really tight relationship. Knows family well. They're lovely people. He knows mine really well.
What makes this different is it's a startup. It's scrappy at times and we're hustling to make it work, but we're launching professional rugby for the first time with American players, American staff, and players from overseas as well.
So we've been able to attract top talent from other teams and abroad. We've recruited some of the best players from within the league, so they see us as a very viable option in a great city.
Last one, go! Nice, drive, attack the line! Push out! Drive, there you go!
We don't want to sit back and be a mediocre team with mediocre people. We want the best. We want to provide the best environment for our players. It's up to us to deliver on that.
Get it over the line.
15, don't get behind the clock. You know your pace.
Great runs, boys. Let's stand up. Let's get some body language about us. Stuff, Jason.
Up you get, Carson.
Our captain this year, Billy Meeks, who played in leagues all over the world, he's been twice a player of the year in the MLR. He's really evolved into a fantastic leader in the group. very thoughtful about his words and around his messaging.
I think the intensity's good and the chat's really good. Just start making fine views on our shape.
But he's also learning a new position. He's been at 12 his whole career, and I'm moving him to 10, which is the most pivotal position on the field, just like a quarterback in football.
He's got a lot of new things coming in his life this year. He's going to be a parent, he's going to be a captain, he's going to play in a new position, but I think it's got him excited and it's lit a fire in him to have his best season yet. I think he'll be a good balance for Luke White, who's definitely going to be more the emotional rev-up guy at the end of the week, the locker room talk.
Much more confrontational, aggressive, the sort of character you don't want to bump into in a dark alley, where, you know, Billy's the sort of guy who's Instagramming himself in a dark alley at the same time.
Hopefully those two guys balance each other out. This will be their 4th season together.
He kind of encapsulates everything a Midwesterner would, even though he's Australian.
And he'll get you 15 carries and make 25 tackles. He'll come off all banged up and bruised and blood coming out his nose, but he'll have a big smile on his face and he'll give you a hug because he's a big teddy bear at heart.
And then there's Noah Brown. Noah will run for days as fast as anyone in the league can. Nate Oxberger's come in. He's really lit the world alight last year. He's got an attitude and a drive. He wants to win this thing. I've been so blessed to coach some amazing players. In particular, Charlie, Billy, Luke White, Luke Cardy. He's a great player to have. We definitely recruited a strong team, and we've got a lot of very strong personalities in this group.
And for the guys in our group who are new professional rugby players, you take a Tinashe, for example, who was close to being deported to Zimbabwe when we applied for his visa. We got it sorted and over the line, and now he's joined us. He's only a year into understanding what being a professional rugby player even is.
He came in from Houston Sabercats last year. He was a contract player for them. How they let him go, I have no idea. He is one of the most powerful human beings I have ever worked with. He likes to hide a little bit, but then when you push him, you find a new Tinashe. He could be America's next big talent and big thing for sure.
But the reality is we have so little information so far. And so the pressure's on and everyone's feeling it a little bit, but I know we've got a good group, we've got a good team, we've got a good office. There's a lot at stake, but this is the fun part.
Coming into season 2, in some ways it's a bit like a victim of our success where we've done such a great job of laying the foundations. Feel like we're under a little bit more pressure this year, right?
Yeah, I could feel it in James's voice.
I have every faith in Sam as a coach and as a person. In any partnership, you're going to have tough times and you have disagreements, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it with Sam and I want to be successful, and I think you're going to see a team do really well this year. Nothing less than a playoff spot is going to be acceptable.
I think early doors in my career, I didn't want to be a rugby coach. The pivotal part was when I went and played in Japan. I was in Japan as an assistant coach and was looking for my next opportunity as a head coach. The first one came about here in America for the Austin team. Turned a team around from a terrible losing record to the best record in the league. Unfortunately, the club dissolved. I was just thankful and glad for the opportunity to come to Chicago. Because of what I was able to achieve in Austin, I actually came here with a lot of optimism and with a big chest and like an armour on me. Like, I can build you a premiership team in 70 days. That's the kind of confidence I had at the time. That last year was humbling.
Penalty against the Hounds. There was a good poach in there by Ohapi.
It's a 24/7 job for sure. My wife drives it to insanity sometimes that I can't switch off. I'll jump into bed with my laptop and she's like, oh, you know, but she's used to it now. It's all consuming for sure. I met my wife, Hannah, in Sydney. She asked me what I did for a job and I said I play rugby. She goes, yeah, but how do you make money? And she gets to the Sydney football stadium, there's 45,000 people there, and I think she went with her sister, and her sister was like, you must be really good. I've been surrounded with women all my life. I've found an avenue to compensate. And that's being in charge of 40 rugby players. I made a concerted effort this year to get the biggest, ugliest, hungriest pack that the MLR has ever seen.
We're still a team of individuals. If we get it right and we get the blend correct, it's truly an unstoppable force.
Hey guys,
There's so many characters in this team, like Irish, Australian, American, Canadian, English. It's very working class here. These players are very, very motivated and very, very professional. But definitely rough and rugged and not afraid of hard work.
Obviously, you all worked so hard in the off-season that we had to make pre-season really tough, and you're probably feeling it now. So go home today, recover well, spend time with your loved ones before a massive day tomorrow at the end of the week. Nice, lads.
Tomorrow morning, we'll fly to San Diego for the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center.
A team in professional environments would normally have 10 to 12 weeks for a pre-season to build towards round one. Over here in America, in the MLR, we've got 5 weeks.
The reason why teams do these camps away from home is, I mean, all we have to worry about for 10 days is rugby.
My name's Luke White. I'm number 8, and I've been with the Hounds since the beginning.
And I've been appointed to help Billy out with the captaincy role as vice captain.
I'm about to shit in your bathroom. We've got Mountain View here, fellas.
Oh yeah, Lake View. Okay, we've got this players meeting.
Welcome to Chula. It's good to be here. In terms of what we want to get out of this, connection, big one. There's nothing like being away with the team to get to know each other on a deeper level, so we've got to buy into that, whether that's in between sessions and meals and stuff like that, not going back to your room and just sitting in your room. Obviously, everyone at the end of the day wants to go and fucking pass out, which is completely fine, but let's make an effort to connect with each other. Clarity is a big one. I still don't feel like we're there as a team yet, and that's for a number of reasons, but as we've got no excuses to not know what we're about as a team. They've given us trust to go out for a few beers Saturday night, do whatever the fuck you want, go in groups, catch up with friends that live locally, whatever you want, but Monday we're here. Happy with that? Yeah. Because we've got 10 days, great opportunity for us, right? Fuck, let's bang this, boys.
Yeah, we were just pumped. Like we were pumped.
Physical robustness, mental toughness are the key components. The ability to get hit really hard, get back up again and go again and again and again. And it's just a case of making them as strong, fit and durable to play the game and get through the 80 minutes of violence every weekend.
We find out a lot about each other on the training pitch. You can't be willing to spill blood for somebody on the field if you don't know anything about them.
Immediately getting thrown into Chula Vista, 10 days away with a group of people that I'd never met as like a team bonding thing.
It was a new start for me and a new journey.
You just tell straight away the personalities in the room would mould pretty well.
On the field, we are super close, and obviously it's an extremely physical sport where it's almost like going to battle every weekend and putting your body on the line. We'll be in a game and I'll see Whitey get up off the deck after running 60 metres, getting tackled, and just look him in the eye, and it's just this sort of euphoric trust that you start to build with people. That's kind of the beauty about rugby.
We have some squad here. There's a lot of really, really good rugby players that have played all over America and all over the world.
Training's good, pretty intense. It's meant to be 3, so contact goes from 1 to 4. 2 is good, it's like 50, but 3 is pretty much 4, you know what I mean?
So you get half the boys running, doing what they're supposed to, and the other half are just running through everyone, trying to be pre-season heroes. So.
But we like it. You end up getting a couple more injuries than you want. Mine's just a cork. So I got it yesterday, it's fine. Just trying to sprint, a bit sore, but then I got hit again, so.
Get conditioned to it after a while.
Yeah, it's all mental, bro, I reckon. You just got to enjoy it a bit and then it's fine.
A lot of other boys are happy. We had a hard pre-season, very good camp.
Everybody's competing, so it's an epic environment right now. It is the absolute perfect environment to get better.
What we were missing last year was probably a bit of depth in our squad.
We have a squad of about 40 players, but the reason you have so many is just so that you can do things in training opposed with opposition, and you need that depth in positions in case there's an injury, someone else can move up.
When you bring in that depth, it creates a level of competition, which is extremely healthy for a rugby team. And I think everyone's hungry to prove that We are the team that everyone thought that we might be last year.
Feeling unstoppable.
We go back, we study, we get better at it, we test it. We do it with a bit of realistic speed, realistic depth. We grow into it. Yeah, does it make sense?
Expectations is a tough one, right? Because every team will sit here in front of the camera and say our expectation is to win the thing. Of course, our expectation is to win the thing, but it's the stuff that we're doing right now that gets us to where our expectation is.
Let's get 2 claps and a whoo.
I knew we were going to be a tight group, especially on nights out, you can sort of tell.
You and your party.
These are 39 grown men playing an extremely physical sport. They're all injured every game. We have to keep these guys healthy. We have to keep them going.
It's too full. He's the best. Way better than the ice bath.
I was so excited before getting in here. So excited. Now I'm done.
It's actually not that bad. You're supposed to stay as still as possible, but if you move position like there, you get colder again because of some science shit. 3, 2, 3 minutes. Oh man! I feel like my nipples are cut concrete.
He's looking better than me.
Oh my god!
How long have you been in there for so far?
30 seconds. Oh. That's enough. That's enough. It's too much. You just fucking go with it. You kind of, after about 4 minutes, you just start feeling like there's not left in me. Oh, feed, mate. Come on.
If you ain't got banter or jokes in the locker room and that, then you're in the wrong environment.
Oh, you fucking freaks.
Camaraderie of it all is the best thing about the game.
Oh, that's what it is, man.
Best eyebrows in the league this one. Look at him.
Don't tight group. I can't stretch with you. So you gotta hit me podcast.
Can you not make eye contact with me?
Like this?
If we can try and create an environment where everyone can rock up each day and be themselves completely and feel comfortable being themselves, then I think that's how we'll be successful. So we're heading home to my house in Venice. I'm heading to see Michelle, my fiance, and my dog Leia, because I got a couple of days off.
I think we've been together for nearly 8 years and it's been long distance the whole time. But the longest we've ever gone without seeing each other is 6 months.
I've been working with my therapist on Bill missing the birth so that nothing really phases me in the moment.
We just have this mutual understanding that both of us are pursuing our dreams at the same time. We both understand the selfishness of each other's choices and kind of make it work. It's a pretty selfish career path. The partners are expected to sacrifice quite a bit to support their athlete spouse. I guess Bill and my take on it is probably a little bit less common. I am also in a selfish career. I do think it's probably harder for Bill than it is for me. And I think it will get harder for Bill once the baby is born and he won't be able to be here for that long. I don't feel unsupported or anything. I feel like very supported by Bill, and it's like he's doing as much as he can do. And the main thing for me is just having him there for birth and then as long as he can possibly be there.
That's probably the hardest thing, you know, not being there in person and going through this full experience with you.
Once this baby is born, I do think it will be actually harder for you than it will be for me.
You would probably end up wanting as much time with this baby as possible.
Yeah. The dad's just not really needed for the first, month. Maybe it's better this way.
And have you thought about working after giving birth?
I feel like I just don't really know how it's going to go down. I think it's good to be working because it's a distraction. And then at the end of the day, coming home and feeling a little kick and I'm like, oh.
I'm pregnant.
Every team always stands at the end of pre-season and says, oh my God, we had the best pre-season, we're ready.
tomorrow morning. We've got a trial match against San Diego, one of the two best teams in the competition last year.
It's a chance to test and see where you're really at as a group, and you never really know until you actually play your first game. We had a really good pre-season. Boys are training really hard, good vibe around the club. Definitely feels different to last year.
It's a bit of a roll of the dice, but I see this game as the only game that I have to find out if I have any question marks for position. But he's been one of our best players all year. He's form slipping, he's losing confidence, and if so, we've got to make an adjustment.
Happy? Yep. Hey, good. Have a fucking day, boys. Yep.
Against San Diego, our vice captain Luke White was carrying an injury into the game with his ankle, and he wasn't looking too good, but he pushed through, and then
Luke White turns this corner, and there he goes.
First tackle of the game, he dislocated his middle finger pretty badly and also sprained his AC joint grade 3, which is the worst you can do. Luke was the player of our season last year. Luke really embodies what the Chicago Hounds are about.
Put it away there, well done.
Luke did get injured at the end of last year, and Tinashe came in for the last 3 games.
Good ball to the number 8, Uchenna. Score! The second win ever for Chicago.
Luke White went down, and we had to reshuffle the whole team. We had to scramble.
Up until those last 3 games, we'd only won 1 game in the season. We ended up winning our last 2.
I'm biased because I only played the last games when he started winning. So I've had many conversations with Luke so far this year, and we've been having conversations since last year when I finally got my visa. So shout out to him for supporting me, and he's more like big brother, if anything. We have similar styles. We're both smash mouth, in your face, very physical. Our differences are glaring as well. He's going to be a very go forward, tough runner. I've got a little more flair. That contrast could cause us to butt heads and then say I'm better than him, or he's better than me, or he should be on the team.
On a field, there's 15 players. In this squad, there's 30 plus players who could all start in an MLR team. So there's competition for positions. Am I doing everything I can to put the best team on the field? Does Tinashe deserve the position because he's been training the whole time without injury?
I just need an opportunity to play and prove myself again, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
The doctor said 6 weeks, you're out. I said, no thanks. Cut the thing off.
What do you need a finger for anyway?
The doctors basically told me, no, your opinion's wrong. It's in the Opera House. Keep a bit of home with you everywhere you go. Usually I do both ankles, and it's usually just peace of mind.
All of his are a lot of retroactive, we're trying to protect areas. There's some guys that were doing it as preventative.
A lot of guys strap their wrists just for feel safe, feel protected, feel strong.
And then there are some body parts where strapped in just to literally hold them on.
Yeah. My shoulder.
All signs are pointing towards me getting that shot against Miami, but he is vice captain, so, that comes with the duty.
I need to do a couple more tests on him today to see if he's really ready to go. He is our vice captain and a very good player, and it'll be good to have him in the team if he can be there. I did the same injury, and I did play 3 weeks after, but it was pretty painful, and I carried it through the rest of the season. And then on top of that, he's torn a medial ligament on his finger, and so he'll be playing with a cast on as well.
Any reservations about me playing, I'll...
Yeah.
I don't think you've got to play me just because, I'm excited to want to play.
Yeah. The main reason was around, if you gave it another week, then maybe you're not carrying it through the season. That's what my thought process was, but it looks like it's...
How early do you want to make a call?
In the next 30 minutes, yeah.
What's your gut tell you?
You know it really well. Right, lads, good afternoon. Round 1 is here. How good? We're here now, and we're ready to rip in. This is the first time we've named a team. The anticipation is palpable. There's a lot of competition for spots. We're all aware of that. And for everybody that isn't in this 23-man squad, you still have a role to play through the week.
So on a match day, you have 23 people who can play in the team. 15 that take the field as the starting 15, and then 8 that sit on the bench.
We've got to select a team of 23 players to play. We'll have a 24th player come with us in case of injury, and that leaves behind a considerable number that stay behind, don't get to come to Miami.
It's a tough call for Sam Harris, who he plays at 8. Luke White is coming off the back of an injury. Or does he go fresh? An absolute monster energy in Tinashe.
Starting team for round 1. With a roster like ours, there's a lot of hard conversations, a lot of tough decisions. Telling players that they're not playing this week or they're not selected, it carries a heavy burden. Mate, you're going to miss out on the 23 this week. This week is going to be the hardest. I think everybody understands that they'll probably play a role in this season for sure, just not this week. You're not going to be in the 23 for Miami this weekend. I think you're a very good organiser and probably something you've got to overbuild. I think Bomber's just shown a little bit more than you. Not to say you don't have it. I know the type of player you are because of how long we've been together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're showing it to the rest of the group at the moment.
Yeah.
Very close. Really could be a combination of any guys. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to play a huge role in our success this year.
Yeah.
And mate, it was really close between you and Whitey. I think Whitey kind of surprised us how well he came through his fitness. So we're going to start him, and which means you'll miss out on the 23 and you won't travel with us. But if there was an element of doubt in our minds about Whitey, then we didn't have any issue starting you. Like, we were really confident in you. But you know, we had a few decisions to make, and there was a good chance that we take you to Utah next week. So make sure you have a good week this week and put your best foot forward.
Sir, all good?
All right, buddy? Yep. Any questions?
Everything you do is to be on the field for those 80 minutes. And to have that taken away from you, it's something that's tough to deal with. We just have to trust the process.
To be completely honest, knowing that Luke White was down, I had assumed that I'll be playing, whether off the bench or starting, because he did his AC quite badly, and I thought he'd be down for at least another week or two. Because I guess my hopes were pretty high. No one's coming in to assume the role of being on the bench or not playing. We all want to start, we all want to play big minutes, we all want to be in the big moment and deliver in that moment.
We took Whitey through a final injury check to make sure that he could operate at the level we need him to, and he passed with flying colours, and then we made a last-minute decision to swap him in for Tinashe. Tinashe would then move to the bench and push the bench player off the squad, but in this scenario it didn't. Tinashe just came straight out of the squad, which is another tough pill to swallow. New franchise Miami. They've played 2 trial matches. We don't really know what they're about. And if we do what we've been training to do all pre-season, we give ourselves a chance to win the game. You really want to get your season off to a good start with a win week 1. You don't really know where you are until that game. Yesterday we trained and I could feel that there was a lot of anxiety and everybody was really tense. Today we kind of let that go and trained really hard, and I think they're feeling well prepared for the game.
That's kind of the nature of the job, being mentally ready as much as you are physically ready. You don't know if you're going to play, you don't know if you're starting, if you're on the bench, but as we all taught and told during the week is just stay ready, you never know what happens.
Every year I've been a part of this league, the competition is getting significantly better and the competition's getting a lot harder. I suppose all teams are pretty optimistic in pre-season, but I'm excited about the season ahead for sure.
Jobs are at stake for sure. Livelihoods, reputations, everything is at stake. It always is. 1,000 people would love to have our job. That's what gets me fired up.
We laid the foundations and we'll be judged on our results at the end of the season, and hopefully we'll be here for 2025. I don't want to sit back at the end of this season and make any excuses. We had the time that we needed. We had the foundations. It's time for us to step up and get it done.
We've worked so hard and tirelessly to make sure that we don't have any excuses, that we actually don't.
After practice, came home and Sam gave me a call and said some of the loose forwards are banged up, so we need you to come in as 24th. You know, you never know where you stand after selections and not being selected, but it was just good to know that I was the next man up as well. You go from, I'm going to relax all weekend, to, oh no, I need to go through the playbook one more time to make sure I'm clued up and I know everything. So I'm going to enjoy that as much as possible, whether I play any minutes or no minutes at all.
This will be our first match of the season against Miami. There's plenty to worry about. They've got a good forward pack of internationals, a very strong front row. They've got some threats out wide that can make you pay if you make an error in attack or in defence. So they'll be a handful. But, you know, rugby's a very unpredictable game, and if a couple of bounces the ball and decisions from the referee go towards Miami, who knows what will happen. It's all building to, we just want to get to kickoff and we just want to play the game of rugby and show everyone what we've been working towards.
The intensity, the build-up, just the butterflies, the jitters, whatever it is, your pre-game routine is, just feels great when it's on game day and you're actually at the venue. May have almost shed a tear a little bit, but I want it, right? So if it doesn't hurt, I don't know how much you really want it, to be honest with you.
We go through the season and we get to 8-8 and bomb out in the first week of the finals. Like, that's not what I want to do. That's not why I'm here. If that's where I get to at the end of the season, I probably don't deserve to be here next season.
Happy to be here, happy to be traveling and going through the game day routines. What would be best, though, is if I get some game time. But as injury reserve, you don't know.
Our expectation is to win the thing. And that takes some hurt and some pain, tough times. That stuff excites me.
I know I'm not the only rugby player to ever have a baby while their partner's somewhere else and they can't be there. Now we just got to win this, so it's all worth it.
Guys, round one, MLR 2024. There's no pressure on Miami today. They're a new franchise. They're playing in front of their home crowd. The weather's shitty. They got nothing to lose. We got the pressure on us. But that pressure is our pressure that we put on ourselves and our expectations. But we lean into that pressure. We've got to trust ourselves, we've got to trust each other, we've got to trust our brothers, and we'll come away with victory today. Let's go, boys.
Being the owner, it's easier for me than anyone else. I'm not sacrificing my livelihood, my body, I'm not moving my family to do it. And it's a huge responsibility, but a huge privilege.
All right, guys, I've just invited our illustrious owner. Give us a quick speech and then present us with the jerseys.
Today is what we've been working so hard for the last 10 weeks. The next time I give you these jerseys will be on August 10th. That's the championship game. Let's fucking go. Let's win some games.
Number 8, Vice Captain, Luke White.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Got one more.
And our captain in fly half, Billy Meek.
We're fucking hard for this moment, right? All I ask is that we're fucking disciplined around our game plan, especially in the first 20 minutes, okay? Don't get bored of doing the simple shit. We're going to kick it, we're going to hunt, we're going to turn over the ball, and we're going to score points. Yep. That's it. Who's going to be the first one to fucking put a shot on? Hey? Yeah. Who fucking wants to put a shot on? Okay. It's been in for months for that, right? Yeah. Let's make some memories, eh? Let's have a day.
Hounds on 3. Fucking big one. Ready?
1, 2, 3!
New franchise Miami brought the rain with them on week 1. This game could go either way.
It's a fucking penalty.
Manuel Ardao, number 8, and a specialist at the breakdown, has been penalised.
straight up behind us.
Chicago need to start well, Miami to prove themselves beginning in the MLR. These conditions really are a level playing field.
Adrian Carlsey kicks the first penalty. And the Hounds open the score, second minute, they win 3-0. Impossible to handle the ball, too much rain.
Nice. Let's go, boys, let's go. We're on here. We're on here, Rob boy.
And the Hounds attack through the maul. And the referee decides it's a penalty try. 7 points for the Hounds. And again, a penalty try for the Hounds. And that's the end of the first half.
Difficult moment for the home side.
Scoreboard is doing the talking. We're already in their head. They're not meant to be strong right now.
If they have to cancel it for Lightning, we win.
Put them under pressure, okay?
Line out time, in attack. Boys, fucking tempo, please.
Forwards are doing a really good job there. Just be patient there. It'll come.
This game, legally, we let them lose their heads. I promise you they'll lose their fucking heads. Yep. But we stay patient and we focus on us. Yes. Happy?
Signals the start of the second half. Game on.
Bob, Bob! Hey, Bob!
What we see here, I think, is the number 8.
Cut there to his forehead.
Gonna get stitched up now, or can we just tape it? Let's tape it up and get me back on.
Let it go, let it go! They get closer and closer and closer. That was McNulty who reaches the try, and it's a very important try for the Sharks. 48 minutes, and they narrow the gap.
This is a team that, no disrespect, Chicago should be putting away.
I think it's just a little nick, isn't it?
Come on, smarter footy. Luke White returns. Keep it in.
Something just wasn't clicking.
This will be the last move. It's very important that this line out is well controlled by the Hounds.
We just lost the ball.
Yeah.
We're on it now. We're on it now. Yes.
Billy Meeks touches the ball, kicks for touch, and the game is over. The Chicago Hounds have beaten the Miami Sharks in the first ever game, 23-19.
Didn't really feel this Chicago team, with all the preseason prep they've done, have really found what they wanted to do. And ultimately, Chicago will know that just wasn't good enough.
I never expected to be as massive sports fan in my life. You know, this is a business, but also you become so personally involved with the people, the work that James put in, the work that the guys put in, players, the coaching staff. Seeing that emotion.
I just want us to be better. And I'm not alone here, like I'm sure everyone else in this room is the same.
Will we create a better generation of young athletes? Will we change the mindset around what it means to own a team? I just want to be respected coming off the field for what we built.
Are we doing enough? Are we on the right track? It's a battle, but it's all part of the job.
We are just getting started. And if we don't get the rugby part right, the rest doesn't matter. If we don't get the business part right, there won't be a rugby part. And if the league doesn't get the rugby part right, then this is all just a pipe dream.